Thank you, Ms. Neff, for teaching us to work our hardest. You made me love band so much, and I wouldn't be as good as I am now. Thank you, Ms. Neff.
Thank you, Ms. Martin, for teaching and educating others on science.
Thank you, Mr. Fernandez, for all of your efforts to always want to help your students without hesitation. You never fail to come to school with your positive attitude that constantly motivates us to keep learning. Thank you for making your classroom a great learning environment.
Thank you, Mr. Donahue, for making me look forward to first period, making history enjoyable, being kind even when the class wasn't, helping me understand something, and teaching me interesting things. Thank you, Mr. Donahue.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards, for always helping me on my math.
Thank you, Ms. Hanson, for being such an amazing teacher, for always being so energetic, and you never failed to put a smile on my face.
I am thankful for my teacher, Ms. Catalano, because she helped me out a lot to get my grades up.
Thank you, Mr. Bruce, for teaching me about science.
Thank you, Ms. Douglas, for being a great advisory teacher. You always make so my day starts out right. I'm sure all your students feel the same, that you'll encourage us to do our best. I'm going to miss you next year, but I'm sure that the sixth graders are going to love you as much as your students do now. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
Thank you, Ms. Arini, for being an amazing teacher and making our learning environment very entertaining and putting a smile on our faces every morning.
I want to say thank you to Oscar for always keeping the locker rooms clean and always getting us motivated for PE.
Thank you, Ms. Hicks, for allowing me to do my community service hours with you and for having a kind and bubbly personality.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez, for showing me valuable leadership skills and allowing myself to be put out there.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez, for all you have done for us. By opening the Wellness Center before and after school, during lunch and nutrition, you have helped me and so many other people.
Thank you, Jane, for protecting our school and keeping our school safe.
Thank you to the lunch ladies for being so nice. I appreciate a lot that you guys prepare food for every single student. I know it's not easy, but thank you a lot.
I'd like to thank Miss A for being an excellent sub because even though she isn't a full-time teacher, she still cares for every single student as if she was.
Thank you, Mr. Mendoza, for always pushing me to do my best and encouraging me. You always help students do their best because you believe we can do better. You ensure students' education and help them with any subject, which I really appreciate. You help inspire students, and you always put a smile on people's faces even while we're running. Thank you, Mr. Mendoza, for being such a great teacher.
Thank you, Ms. Nguyen, for doing such a great job this year teaching. Before this year, I thought history was really boring, but when I started your class, I actually found it interesting. When you teach, it's like a big story that never loses excitement. Have a nice Teacher Appreciation Month.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks, for being our vice principal. You help the students when they need it, and you listen to them. It's amazing having you here as our vice principal, and I was glad I could experience you being here.
Thank you so much, Ms. Grooms, for being our teacher throughout the whole year. It was the best that we ever dealt with, either we're failing or not.
Thank you, Jay, for being such a supportive staff member and always being there for us.
Thank you, Ms. Lisa, for being a great security guard and protecting us around our campus.
Thank you, Mr. McWhorter, for being my 7th grade PE teacher. Your positive attitude and enthusiasm really made my day. I looked forward to playing all the sports you taught because you made them fun and easy for me to understand. I hope you realize what a great impact you had on me and my peers. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kenya, for being a best teacher and explaining students how to do their assignments, and you're a thoughtful teacher.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez, for being such an amazing counselor. You're always very open to talk about things and listening to people's problems. Thank you.
Janice is my favorite staff because she's nice and she has cool socks.
Janice is my favorite staff because she's kind and cool.
Thank you, Ms. Guerra, for being a wonderful principal and always keeping a smile on your face to motivate us.
Thank you, Mr. Isbell, for being such a wonderful teacher. I really liked your class. I made so many memories in that class.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez, for being a good role model and being nice with kids.
Thank you, Ms. Depley, for being such a great teacher in both 6th and 7th grade and for always having fun art projects and dedication to teaching us.
I'm thankful for Luis because he cleans the desk and vacuums the floor.
Thank you, Chris, for keeping our campus safe.
Thank you, Ms. Park, for always teaching us to be creative and filling our school with beautiful artwork.
Thank you, Ms. Roman, for never losing hope in someone and motivating them even more. Your sarcastic humor never fails to make me laugh, and thank you for explaining everything in depth.
Thank you, Miss Sonia, for giving us the proper attention when we don't feel good.
Thank you, Mr. Robertson, for being such an amazing teacher. Also, thanks for pushing us to work our hardest. All the 8th graders will miss you so much next year.
I'm thankful for Mr. Roth because he's always in a good mood. He's patient with me and the whole class. He encourages the class and me to always do better. And being in his class is my favorite part of the day.
Thank you, Ms. Perez, for always treating me nicely and always being there for me.
Thank you, Mr. Mario, for giving us snacks and for being nice to us.
Mr. Sandoval, thank you so much for being my PE teacher for the past 2 years. Getting up in the morning and going to zero period, especially for me, it's not that easy, but you make it fun and enjoyable, and I absolutely love your class. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for me, and until we see each other again.
Thank you, Ms. Thielman, for encouraging your students to push forward. Your happy attitude lights up any room you enter and makes everyone smile. You made my 7th grade year memorable and spectacular. I will miss you so much next year. Happy Teacher Appreciation Month.
I am grateful for Mr. Orozco because he helps me a lot, and he really helps me slowly instead of quickly, and he's really nice and cool and funny and very Gen Z.
Thank you, Ms. Groom, for having esports in the school.
I want to say thank you to Miss Ortiz for being the best teacher I ever had for advisor. Every time I come in your room, I feel filled with joy because of all the funny jokes you ever said. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Miss Escobar, for being an amazing teacher.
Thank you, Ms. Castro, and happy retirement.
My name is Alan, and your name is?
My name is Christian.
And we would like to thank Miss Limos for planning a trip for us to UCSB. And she is also an EAOP counselor, and I would like to say thank you for at least trying to help us and looking forward to our future at colleges.
I'm thankful for Patty because she is a great security and she is a very funny person.
Thank you, Ms. Naomi, for always taking attendance and never marking me absent once.
Hello, my name is Eva. And I'm Bella. We want to thank Miss Nancy for Teacher Appreciation Week because she's just like really cool in the locker room.
I'm thankful Mr. Johnson for helping out the kids during lunch, taking them to the store because of their bad grades.
Thank you, Mr. Warres. You've been the best librarian, and you've been the best to our class.
Thank you, Ms. Limon, for everything you've done for the school district and the kids at Isbell.
I'm thankful for Ms. Iran because she's always in a good mood and she's cool.
Thank you to Ms. Jessie for taking care of us.
Thank you, Ms. Munoz, for being the best teacher ever in 7th grade and being a good sub.
Ms. Munoz, I didn't have you ever, but like I had you for a sub, and like you were very nice. And I think you're like one of the greatest history teachers ever.
Yesel, you're very nice, and when it was mock trial, I couldn't hold my clothes and you held them for me.
Thank you, Lucy, for answering any questions that we have and being so kind.
Thank you, Ms. Shanice, for always having a positive attitude and giving us all the tools we need to succeed in high school. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Security James, for making us feel safe and making us laugh.
Thank you, Ms. Valle, for being a good counselor, and thank you for the help that you gave us this year.
Thank you, Miss Queen, for being so supportive and patient.
What do you want to tell Miss Queen?
Yeah, Queen.
Miss Queen, one day I was trying to get a cat nap.
Thank you, Miss Queen.
I want to have fun outside play.
I think it was good. You're a nice teacher.